it's Carolyn and Michelle, aka LA Triathlete and Fuel My Run, and we're going off course.
Oh my gosh, hello. She's wet.
Hello. I'm very wet. As someone with long hair, you know, when you take a shower, you hold on to the shower for a long time, unless you act upon it like yourself. But I don't usually blow dry right away.
I think for me, my hair is so thin that it just like air dries in 5 minutes. So
Jealous.
You got a little curl.
My hair's kind of curly. Well, it depends.
Cute.
I don't know. My hair, and I'm sure people are the same, but sometimes it's curly and sometimes it's straight.
Ugh,
but it's never the one I want it to be when I want it.
Of course. And there was a girl on the Zwift trip. She had like the most gorgeous wavy locks. And I was like, girl, your hair's so cute. And I was like, I literally use a tool to make my hair look like yours. And she's like, yeah, I just discovered my hair's curly. Because I guess she just like was doing everything wrong for curly hair. And then she'd like straighten it, all this. And then she's like, then I just like started using products and embracing it.
Have you seen those ads? Tore up the internet. Everyone's like, embrace your curly hair. And everyone's like, not everyone has curly hair. But now I'm thinking everyone naturally has curly hair.
Everyone but me. I wish.
Everyone but you.
Everyone but me. The only curl, this is it right here. It's like a slight wave because I had it like behind my ear.
The long bang.
The long bang that she didn't ask for, yeah. That's
The
it.
bang she didn't ask for. Dude, I'm actually really excited to get bangs. And I have a hair appointment in like 2 weeks. I'm totally going to do it.
Are you okay?
I know. Thank you for asking. But okay, I think that we started asking that question because of the patriarchy.
No, you're right.
Men are able, this is my feminist rant of the episode. Men are able to cut their hair at any time.
Yeah.
Which like I would too. I would experiment so much. But like, why can't we get bangs? They just grow out in a month or two. Like, why do we make it this big thing?
No, do it. I think that would be so cute. I don't want them because I'm not convinced that they would grow out on my head because my hair just doesn't grow. So I'd be like, fuck, I have these for the rest of my life. Like my side bang.
No.
Like, where did she come from? We don't know.
To be fair, I am going to instantly regret it. But honestly, we need to go through that once in a while and remember that they're a bad decision, you know?
I think it's going to be super cute and I'm very excited to see it. So
thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I was just going to say, I cut my toenails. I feel like all runners can relate. It's like,
okay, let's hear it.
Like just the relief you get afterwards. You're like, it kind of hurt. I don't know if it's just me, but they're like, they're definitely like ingrown. And so I always like cut them and kind of pull them out. And then I'm just like, oh my God, she's a new, and I have a pedicure on Monday. So I'm sure they will also perform surgery.
Oh, that was really nice of you to like get it started before them.
I kind of thought it was helpful.
Dov the other day, he pointed, and I've known this about myself, but I like to keep my big toes, and I'm curious if you're the same.
Yeah.
I like to keep my big toenails very short. Like, kind of weird looking.
Okay.
How short do you keep yours?
Like, here's the thing. If I try to cut them too short, they like bleed. You know what I mean? Like I get below the...
I'm not talking like short enough to bleed, but I think mine like there's like skin on top of it. There's like,
same,
I don't know,
same.
a 1/4 inch of skin.
Oh, wow. Okay. Mine, if I get them as short as I can without them bleeding, which isn't
same.
I have a long nail bed.
Oh,
I don't know what that
means. I have a short nail bed, I think
because my fingers are the same way. Like I've been complimented by many nail lady.
I thought a long nail bed meant like a thumb nail. No, a toe thumbnail. You know what I'm talking about? Like the people who have like toenails on their thumbs.
Oh, I thought it meant like your nail goes long and it's not stubby. But you know what? I don't know. Nail experts.
Maybe I have it backwards because you have nice nails.
Thank you so much. They're really long right now. I can't wait. I'm getting I'm going home next week. This time next week I will be on an aeroplane going to Ohio. So
Dude,
excited.
This time next week I'll be in California.
Oh my God, and I won't fucking be here.
Well, there might be some overlap. We'll talk dates because I'm going to be in town for a couple weeks.
Okay, well, I'm gone for a couple weeks. I go to Ohio and then Kansas City for work, but I'll be back.
Fuck.
We'll talk dates, but what the fuck?
Yeah, we'll talk dates. There has to be a couple of days. Well, I had to come back for the race in Big Sur, but then I was like, I might as well come back for a couple weeks before. I just booked it.
Okay.
So,
well, I will be back probably the night of the 23rd.
Oh, well. When do I have to go to Big Sur? I'm either leaving for Big Sur that day. I'm leaving like the Thursday.
Damn it. That's when I'll still be in Kansas City. How am I going to eat sushi?
I'll be back in June.
Okay, that's like very soon. Yay. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, let's talk.
Oh wait, dude, you did a freaking race.
Oh, I did. We haven't even talked about it.
And we haven't talked about it.
Guys, I did.
Well, yeah, go.
Well, I didn't send Michelle any voice memos. I was like, I'm going to save it for the pod so she doesn't have to hear me yap twice. But I did post the bike mechanical I had, so you like already know what happened there. But
I know the bike thing. Yes. You explained it really well. Also terrifying.
No, it was so scary. And like, I don't know. But so I know I joked in the last episode about not wanting to race and being like, I hope it gets canceled. I regretted saying that later because
Were
when
you
I had
excited?
Okay, I was like, felt very relaxed about it. But then when the mechanical, we'll get into it. But when the mechanical happened, I was like standing on the side of the road. I'm like, oh my God, am I going to be able to finish? And then I was like literally crying at the thought of not being able to finish the race. So I was like, okay, that's a sign that I actually probably really wanted to do it. So I know. I was like, it was fine. But okay, first of all, this was the first like half Ironman I've done in a while that wasn't point to point, which we've talked about. You don't have two transitions, it's just one. So it's like, got the day before the race, drove down, got there like too early, probably checked in, had a little like lunch, did a little photo shoot for the bike brand that I'm no longer with. But I told them they were fine with it. But, and then, just like got to the hotel at like 2 and just like laid in bed. I was like, this is so great. We went to dinner, me and Jonathan, and we went to this Italian restaurant. Honestly, fire. It was very unassuming. It was like in an office building.
Okay.
Cucina. It was like something very uncreative, like Cucina Italiano or something.
But you know what you're getting. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It was so good. And then, I slept. I was like maybe still jet lagged because I literally fell asleep at 7:30 p.m. Crushed it.
How are you doing this? Your sleeping game has been on point.
I don't know. Because I was like, oh, after Spain, I'm going to be all fucked. No, I've been 100. I've been on 100. So as the kids say.
On 100.
On 100. So I like slept in. I like woke up at 3:30 and had a poop.
Is it awkward with Jonathan? Like I know you guys have traveled to races together, but do you guys kind of have an understanding on wake up times? Because when I travel with Kim, she always wants to wake up like an hour before me. And we have to deal with it. You know what I mean? It's like a hotel room or an Airbnb. You kind of have to. So like, what's the vibe there?
So, okay, first of all, for a side note, he's gay. So people aren't like, why? Who's this guy you're sleeping with? We have different beds.
He's a straight man.
Not attracted to me. So can you imagine? Oh my gosh. So we are both like always very early for everything. So he's like 3:30 and I'm like 3:30. But like, honestly, it was probably too early. But I think we're both okay.
What time
was
the race start? You know? Like 8, 7?
7. But Oceanside's tricky because there's like there's a shuttle. So you can park in this like garage and then there's like a shuttle that hauls everyone, or you can just find street parking the morning of, which I'm not going to take a fucking shuttle. I'm going to find street parking. So we also got there really early to make sure we were like able to park. But then the place where we parked, we're like, well, we have to allow for like 20 minutes just to walk to the race. It's a lot of admin, Michelle. I got like 35,000 steps just from like.
Should have shuttled. But you have your bike.
I know. Ugh. Well, the bike's already checked in, but then like
the bike's already checked in, yeah.
But then like wait, after the race, do you have to shuttle back? And like, does your bike go on the shuttle with you? I don't know. I've never done it. I'm not getting on a shuttle. Okay.
Yeah. Never mind. Forget
I would rather die. So we found parking was so easy. We like walked to the start, and then God bless. So on the bike that I have, my old bike, I guess we'll say, the A2, the saddle's really short. We talked about this. It fell at Santa Cruz. Remember that whole thing? So I racked it by the handlebars. I left a note on the bike because it was like,
like the note does anything.
No, I know. And I was like, if there's some
if someone's in a golf cart, someone's in a golf cart.
No, literally. And I'm like, if some 50-year-old man who's cranky is next to me, he's like, she's taking up all the space. But when I checked the bike in, I could tell it was a girl. So the girl next to me on one side was already checked in, and her bike was like pushed all the way to the side. And I was like, queen. And so I racked my bike, put the note on it. And then the next morning, like during the race when I was checking, like there were 2 girls on either side of me. I was like, this is literally the most ideal situation. And they're both so nice. Like they didn't care. Yeah. They're like, yeah, take up all the space you want. And I was like, God bless. So everything was fine. And one girl, her hair tie broke and I had a hair tie. And I was just like, we were vibing. It was just girlhood. I was also worried because like being a pro, you get way more space in transition. And then I was like, oh, we're back in the trenches. Like I'm going to be all cramped. No, it was totally fine. I was like, this is great. Everything was great. But But yeah, I mean, the swim, uneventful. Had the same
Wait,
swim
you
time I
always go by
do.
the swim so freaking fast, and I have so many
know.
questions about the swim. So, do you
Okay,
were
oh my
you
God,
starting in the
ask,
water
yeah.
or was it a run-in situation?
Great question, Michelle. So
I know.
No, this race you're not allowed to get in the water before. Sometimes you can and like warm up, but this one is actually one where you're like on a boat ramp. Okay, I'll tell you. So the
Do you
thing that
dive
sucks,
in?
when you're a pro,
Are you allowed to dive?
kind of yeah. It's like you're running in and kind of doing like a little dolphin,
Like a
dive
belly
in the
flop
water
dive.
because you're like, it's like the ramp goes into the water, you know. So you're not like, you're like
Okay, well, no one's
entering the
doing like a
water.
cannonball, you know.
No, it'd be hard to. But here's the tricky part, Michelle. Because we can't get in the water and the pros can. So this is another thing I was worried about. I always pee in the water before, and I cannot pee whilst swimming. Some people have that skill. So I just peed on my the ground was wet.
Oh, like
where we were
standing
all
there?
standing. Yeah, literally just standing there. And I was like, mysterious. We're all dry, but the ground is soaking wet. Because everyone was
That's a
just
good
peeing all over
video.
themselves.
If you haven't already done that, just like get Jordan to like scan everybody standing up and be like, I wonder how many people are peeing themselves right now.
Wait, nobody else steal that. Shut up, guys. I know, Michelle, that's genius. And I'm pretty sure I probably have a clip somewhere of me just standing around.
There
I'll
you
find
go.
something. No one steal that or I'll fucking kill you. Okay, it's copyrighted. Date marked April 3rd. Anyway, okay. So love that idea. But yeah, no, peed. And then the nice thing about this is like with pro, you all just start in a big group and it's kind of scary. This is like four at a time. They have like little chutes you stand in and then they like have a thing that beeps and you run in and they start you probably like 3 seconds apart. So you're still kind of crammed in, but like everyone you line up with like the time that you think you're going to swim. And I'm like in the first group. Like there's not slow people that
Okay.
are like, yeah, let me come up here in the front group.
Okay, so you're in the first group.
Yeah, so I'm like in like one of the first like waves and it's totally fine. I don't even like it was so like uneventful. It wasn't sunny. There was a little cloudy in the morning, which was nice because sometimes the sun's in your eyes and it's hard to see. I will say there was one little bit of tea that I just remembered. So I was swimming by, you like swim around the buoys and you have to go around them. So if they're on your left side, you have to go where the buoy's on your left because you're cutting the course if you swim. You know what I mean? Like you're cutting it, that corner if you don't swim all the way around it. So there's like lifeguards out there that are on kayaks. And when I was swimming, you know, I like lift my head up to like see where I'm going to. And I heard one of the lifeguards yelling at this guy. And she's like, hey, she's like, you're supposed to swim around the buoy. Like go back and swim around the buoy. And he's like, I did. And then he just kept swimming. But I was like, there's no way that she's going to know like his number or who he is. You know what I mean? So he like definitely cut the
that's
buoy.
interesting.
I know. I was like, I don't think that she like missaw that. You know what I
Also
mean?
to lie and say I did.
know.
You could just be
Stupid.
like, whoops, sorry. Like, come on. Which
I know.
After the recap, I want to hear your take on the Matt Choi situation.
Oh my God. I have so many thoughts.
Okay, good. We'll get to that in a second. If you're interested, keep listening.
Oh, I've got you.
She's out of the water. She's done being
so-
a fish.
She's done me a fish. Everything's great. Same sometimes as always. Get on the bike and pretty uneventful for this course is like the first half's pretty flat, right? And like I'm chilling. I feel good. I'm like, all right, this isn't bad. The roads suck ass, Michelle. Like literally the entire thing. Potholes, bumps, uneven pavement, just like chaos. So there's bottles all over the road because people are hitting bumps, bottles are flying out, but I have good my bottles were fine. But I have lost bottles on that road before. And so yeah, the first 25 are like flat, chill, vibing. But I'm like, we start climbing. There's like one really, really big hill. And I was like kind of having trouble shifting. And I was like, that happens with bikes, you know, things get misaligned. But I was like, Hitch just
Something feels off.
like 2 days ago, you know, he fixed my bike. He did his magic. And so I was like, something's off. And then I dropped my chain, which means, I don't know if you know what that means, but on a big hill, sometimes if you're like shifting under pressure or like under a lot of power or you're cross chaining or whatever, the chain falls off. It's not like a big deal. Literally, it was just annoying. I got off, put it back on, kept going.
So annoying.
So then,
how far out of the way do you
so
have
annoying.
to get, like out of the way from other people? Like I feel like you have to get pretty off course. Do you?
Yeah, I kind of moved just like to the right a little bit, but you're going uphill, so you're going really slow anyway. So people just like,
Oh, good.
And then
Good.
everyone's so nice. They're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine." So I get back on, and then it's rolly, like a lot of up, down, and like the whole time I'm like, you know, I'd get in the small ring and then try to get back in the big ring to like descend, and I'm like, okay, the fucking chain, and I'd like hit the thing like 15 times, and I was like, it's not shifting, and I'm like, this is so annoying. So then
What mile
at
was
one
this?
point, like in the 30s.
Okay.
Yeah, like
so you got a lot
30
to go.
to 44. And I'm like, something's off, gaslighting myself. Nothing's wrong. But I'm like, something's wrong. And then the tire felt like the wheel felt wobbly. Like sometimes if you go really fast, you get the speed wobbles where you like start to wobble. It's really scary. And I thought that was happening. And then I was like, maybe I have a flat tire. I'm like looking down, nothing's flat. And I'm like, something's wrong. So then on the last big hill, I'm trying to shift. It's like being weird. All of a sudden, stuck. Can't pedal. I'm like, fuck, what the hell? So I get off the bike. The fucking, as we talked about in the reel, the through axle that holds the wheel onto the bike is sticking halfway out of the bike. I'm like, oh, fuck. And you need some bikes have like a lever. Like, so my road bike, there's a lever that comes with it, but you can actually remove it. It's more aerodynamic. It's like, you can just leave it in. It's fine. But on the TT bike, you need a tool. It's the same thing. It's like, you just need a 5mm multi-tool. It's all you need to just screw it back in. But I don't bring my tools with me, guys, because I'm an idiot. But also on the A2 bike, I'm going to be honest with you. It's a great bike, but there's no storage. I have nowhere to store anything. Also, if I ever got a flat during a race, I'd probably just pull out because I'm not going to be able to change it. It's tubeless. I'm like, that's too much admin. If someone wants to help me, they can. But like, so
yeah, that's a lot of pressure.
It is. And like this guy, thank God. So I'm standing on the side of the road, just like panicking. And all these people are coming up this horrible hill. And I'm like, do you guys have a multi-tool? And everyone's like, no. I'm like, fuck. And then this guy, Tom, he's like, I do.
Shout
and he
out.
pulls over. Shout out to Tom. He's like, I was like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, I don't really care about this race. I'm just having fun. I'm like, oh my God. So he got me. He had this tiny little multi-tool. And I'm like, that's what I need. Just a little baby. And then I screwed it back in. Took 2 seconds. It was like 5 minutes. I think I was stopped. So on the new bike, which we'll get into, I will have my stuff with me. Cause like, yeah, multi-tool's not that big, but I'm like, that was kind of dumb. I'm like, his was tiny. I'm like, there was probably somewhere I could have put it, but.
Well, to be fair, you've done so many races. Why would you think to bring one if you've never
with like
needed
no
it,
issues?
You know? Was it good to go kind of after you
so
did like a
that's
little
the
fix?
That's the T. So that was mile 45, screwed it back in. And then I was like, of course, second guessing myself, like, fuck, like, I hope I screwed it in enough. You know what I mean? And then, but I was like, I only have 10 miles left. But then as I started getting closer, I could feel, it still felt off, but I was like, maybe I'm like, again, gaslighting myself. Whatever. It was fine. Finished the bike. And honestly, like, my time and my power numbers were pretty good. So I'm like, despite having to stop, which added like 7 minutes to my whole time, which like, I don't care. It's like, you know, I wasn't racing as a pro anymore. The stakes weren't as high, even though the stakes were never that high for me. But yeah, it was fine. Still. So anyway, came in. I was so excited to run this course. I know. She's excited to run. Who is she?
Interesting.
It's just like you come in on the bike on the same road that you run out on, and it's just like lined with people cheering. So I like started running, and I was like, this is a fucking vibe. Like, it's the whole run course. So it's a 2-loop. It's an out and back, but you do it twice. So you're like seeing all the other people racing the whole time, plus all the people cheering. There's like one section kind of on this back neighborhood where there's not as many people cheering, but still it's only like a mile or so where you're back there. And I was vibing, and I did not look at my pace once. I was
really?
like, I was like, go off field, because the tib, you know, hadn't been running as much.
The tib
I was
was tibbing.
in Spain. Yeah, the tib was
True.
tibbing. It was not tibbing during the race. It like tibbed for a minute. Like mile 4, I was like, ooh.
And then you blacked out the tib.
I blacked out. And yeah, I was just like, just run. And like, if you need to slow down, slow down. And I actually never even looked at my splits.
What
afterwards.
a metaphor for life.
No, literally.
You did it?
No, I
that
still
was my
haven't.
biggest question.
I held a 750. I think my time was like a 142.
Nice.
Not bad. I know. I'm like,
I
that's
still think
pretty
it's amazing
standard.
that you could do that after
My God,
running
thank
and
you.
biking.
I was like very surprised again by how much I wasn't running. I was like, okay, that's really good. And it's kind of a hard.
It's hilly, no?
But yeah, so it's like mostly flat, and then you go up you go up this big ramp up the pier, and it's fucking steep as shit. And you have to do that twice. And then there's another really steep hill you have to do. And honestly, coming down is harder than going up because it's so steep.
Because it's so steep.
Yeah. So you're like running down.
Especially when it's like a steep hill. And it doesn't get you the give with the down. It just
hurts.
Unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
Of the triathlons I've been to like, and when I say been to, when I used to live in downtown Long Beach, it was like just in my backyard.
Yeah.
And just like from what I've seen, I feel like the run courses kind of suck. Like it's kind of like you have to get so much space for like the swim and the bike that they're just like, let's just utilize this road and they'll do it 20 times. Like I feel like it's not like a half marathon or a marathon where it's like that's the only event and like the course is like it's all about the course. It's more just like where can we get the distance in?
Literally.
What Ironman has the best run course?
Okay. So Oceanside, I will say, because I mean that's definitely part of it. And there's like when I'm running, I'm like, okay, literally, do we have to go up on the ramp? I feel like there's a way around that. I'm like, come on. I would say Oceanside's pretty iconic just because of the crowds, but also like a lot of it, you're just next to the ocean, so it's like really beautiful.
Are next to the ocean.
Yeah, it's like right there until you go into the neighborhood. So that's like pretty iconic. I don't know which other ones.
Actually really cool.
St. George kind of sucks. That one's really hilly. I'm trying to think.
It sucks, but you love it.
Exactly. And you're right. Like a lot of them are kind of just like 3 loops through these random neighborhoods and you're like, oh, but
loops can actually be satisfying, especially for a half marathon distance. If you have a good loop, you're like, oh, now I know what to expect and I can like kick it for the second and the third or whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel it.
And this one's like, so the finish line and the transition and the start area are like a mile apart. So when you do it, you like, you do the whole first loop. So you have to go back on that first loop almost to the transition area. But then on the second loop, you don't have to go back there because you're actually going to go across the finish line instead. So that's kind of nice because then you're like, oh, I don't have to come back here. And then also when you're on the first loop and you're at mile like 4, signs, the mile signs are, out. And then it'll be like mile 4. And then right behind mile 4, it's like mile 9. And you're like, great. When I come back, I'll be at fucking mile 9. Amazing.
Love. So when you were done, did you kind of get the excitement again of like, oh, this is why I do this? Or were you kind of like, okay, I'm done?
No, I was very excited. And now I'm like, fuck, now I want to do another one sooner than the one I'm doing in July. And I've got the new bike. And I'm like, but I logistically don't think
July is so soon. July is so soon.
I know. It's 4 months away. I'm like, I need to chill. So
it is kind of weird how you can fall. The cycles of falling in and out of love for your sport. Yeah. Like I was just talking to Chelsea, our girl Chelsea, and she was kind of like, I'm just like done with running right now. I feel done. Yeah. And I'm like, I feel like every few years I kind of go through a cycle of like, ugh, and then like I don't sign up for races or whatever, but like I still do it. And then all of a sudden it just kind of like comes back with vengeance and you don't know when it's going to come.
No, you're so right. And I'm like confused why, because like my last race was La Quinta, which was my PR. So I'm like, what's the beef? Like, why am I so? But La Quinta is just like, it was so fun and it was a great race. And obviously it was my fastest race, but it was like so hard because I PR'd. True. And I was like, it was so hard. I was like scared.
You're like, ew, I have to do that again to PR.
But here's the, oh gosh, sorry, I got a foot cramp.
So
okay.
True.
The weird thing that I was thinking about though, so obviously my bike was way faster at La Quinta, which contributed to the PR, but like I need to look at my run time. I'm pretty sure La Quinta I ran like a 141, or did I run under sub 140? I think I did like a 140 or 141. And this race I did a 142. La Quinta was way flatter. So much flatter. There's a couple
That's
like
interesting.
I know. And like I was like locked in at La Quinta, like trying to PR. And so I was like literally like checking my pace, running as fast as I could. And I'm like, maybe that's why it felt so much harder, because I was like constantly, like worried about it.
Yeah.
But also, absolutely, because it's on a golf course, there's literally no crowd support. So it's just boring. You're just like running, thinking about how hard running is. And then at Oceanside, it's like you're not thinking about running, you're thinking about the vibes.
And no music to tune it out. Yeah. Do you think, and you obviously it sucks to even like think about this, but if you didn't have the bike issue, could you have PR'd?
No, because I was stopped for 7 minutes on the bike and I went a 5:14, so I would have been like a 5:07, which like for Oceanside's pretty good. I'm happy with it.
Okay. Well, we'll take that.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck it. But Oceanside's, like that bike course is so hard. It's so hilly. The roads suck. So all in all, very good race. And then a lot of people were yelling about how cute my tri-kit was. And I was like, yeah, I know. Best dressed.
You're like, and that's why I got it.
No, literally. I was like, obviously. But yeah, I'm trying to think if anything else substantial happened. But like, and then you finish. And I did a morning clothes bag. So in the morning, you can just like put your clothes and your phone into like a plastic bag, put your number on it. And then they take it to the finish line, which is nice because you can have your phone with you and like text people, whatever. So they put these morning clothes bags at the farthest point, the opposite direction of the like start. So I had to walk my ass all the way over there, get my bag, come back, and then you have to walk all the way to the start transition area to get all your shit, and then walk back to the car. And I was just like, and it was getting hot too. It was pretty hot actually at the race. And I was just like, I'm going to kill myself. But long finish line shoots too. Now that I think about it, there's a few. Chicago, insane. Oh, yeah.
LA marathon.
Yeah, you think you're
unless
done?
they changed it. Insane.
Joke's on you.
But then at the same time, it's like you're kind of forced to shake out the lactic acid, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Instead of just like being done right away. But we'll complain about it.
Yeah, you're so right. Actually, I was thinking about that. I was like, it's probably good that I walked so much after the race because then I sat in my car for 2.5 hours to drive home.
Yeah, you would have been so sore if not. Probably
No,
way
actually,
more sore. How sore are you?
I feel fine now. I was like, so Jordan and I hiked on Sunday. We just did like a pretty easy hike, which was also, I think, really helpful. And then rest day Monday, swam Tuesday. My calves were really tight Tuesday still. And then Wednesday, okay, this is weird. I did a ride. And so I usually Wednesday we do Chantry, which is like a climb. And then we meet the group and do the group ride. And so I went up, I felt fine by Wednesday. And we went riding to Chantry, felt fine. Got to Chantry. It was a little humid. It wasn't that hot. And my heart rate like spiked at the bottom of the hill.
When you,
yeah, I started climbing and I wasn't going that hard. And it literally would not come back down. It was like at 180. And I was like, this
did
is
you
weird.
feel it or did you just notice the number?
I felt it. I was like, couldn't feel like I couldn't breathe. And I was like, slow down. So I like slowed way down. It was still really high. So by the time I got to the top of Chantry, I like was overcome with nausea, like bad. Like I was like, I'm gonna throw up. And then
oh my God,
it was so scary. And I was like so sweaty. So we started descending and then I really thought I was gonna throw up, but then it went away. So I was like, I'm just gonna go home. I'm not gonna like do the rest of the ride.
And like whatever puke was in my system, like did not want to come.
It was just like gone. It evaporated.
Like we're gonna stay here. We're gonna stay here. Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay. So yesterday was a chill ride, whatever. Then today I like finally ran again. 4 miles, like super easy. Felt great. I felt good. My legs felt good. Whatever. Got in my car after the run and I felt the same thing. Isn't that weird?
I wonder if it's because you're not recovered.
That's what ChatGPT said, but I'm like, this has never happened before. Because usually,
no, that's a weird feeling though.
It was, and my mom's like, maybe you're pregnant, and I'm like, that would be really hard on birth control, but like, I don't know. Maybe she's like, go take a pregnancy test. I'm like, I'm not gonna spend my hard-earned money on a pregnancy test when I'm
That's
not
the thing with
pregnant.
women too. It's like whenever we feel something, and
You're
maybe
pregnant.
it's like the lack of like studies that are done on women, but like
Yeah.
whenever we feel, this is such an angsty episode for me. Whenever we feel something different though going on in our bodies, and we're
Yeah.
like the age where you can conceive, someone's always like, maybe
pregnancy.
you're pregnant,
No, literally.
especially if you don't have kids, and like people
Yeah.
like wanting you to
Especially
have
when
kids
it's your
kind of-
mom who wants a, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Are you pregnant? I'm like, no, I don't know, ran. Maybe it kind of makes sense. I'm thirsty. Are you pregnant? Like, what?
And I was on my period till Sunday, so I was like, also, it would probably be hard. Jordan just looked at me. But you know, the birth control period is not
is
a
she
real period.
pregnant? No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
He's like, yeah, she is. But anyway, so that's really weird. I was like, maybe I'm not recovered. But now I'm scared because I feel good, like mentally, like physically. I'm vibing, have energy. But I'm like, what do I do tomorrow? I like want to do a ride, but I'm like, I don't want to barf.
Could you cut it short?
Well,
if you
maybe
needed
like
to?
me and Joey, I could. Joey and I planned a fucking huge ride though, so I'm like,
Oh my
hopefully.
God.
I know.
Well, just let Joey know you might be pregnant.
I know. I did text him and Marlena. I'm like, guys, they both said that
Let's
too.
just like
Marlena's
start using that excuse to everything. Well, I might be pregnant. So
Maybe.
like, I don't know if I
Yeah.
want to
Sorry, I
go
can't
to
work
that dinner
today.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I can't.
Okay.
Maybe pregnant.
Matt Choi.
Okay.
Wait, let's give the rundown. So
Yes.
essentially he did a half Ironman, his first one. He's a runner. He got into running and then distance. He's an influencer, does a lot of stuff for clicks. There's so much rage bait on the internet.
I know, it pisses me off.
He got disqualified from the New York Marathon for having somebody like on the bike take a video of him. He has a lot of stuff. I've been following for a while. We used to DM a little bit. We're not like friends or anything, but like we have acknowledged each other's presence. I don't have an opinion on him either way. I don't know him personally, but he just like, he loves to rage bait. And so he did the half Ironman.
Yes.
Got disqualified for drafting, which is something that we've talked about. And I'm curious, like, give me all the tea. Do you think that going into a half Ironman, you should know this? Do you think like, what's your opinion of like everything he did and if it's cool or not?
So, first of all, this was his first 70.3. You are So you technically everyone racing is supposed to attend a mandatory athlete briefing the day before the race, and they don't check. Like they're not scanning you in. You're not signing anything. Like they just expect that you'll go. And like for the first few times I raced, I of course did. I don't go anymore. I know the rules, but like I just think that if you're doing this new thing you've never done before and doing a new sport, it's like at least read the fucking handbook. Because drafting is like the number one most obvious rule. It's like every fucking triathlete in the world knows that you should not draft. And I mean, people do it anyway. But
what are the drafting rules again?
Okay,
for me?
So for a pro, you actually have something on your bike called Race Ranger, which so you have something on the front of your bike, and then the people in front of you have something on their bike, and it actually like lights up if you are getting too close. It's very interesting. So it's very hard to draft as a pro. And it seems like the referees really are more focused on the pros, obviously, than the age groupers because they ride around little motorcycles. So the rule is that you are supposed to stay, I believe it's 12 meters behind the bike in front of you, which is like 6 bike no, not 6 bike. I forget what it is. Yeah, I think I could be wrong, honestly, guys. That was the pro last year. Now it's 20 meters for the pros. Doesn't matter.
Is it obvious though if you don't have the tracker? Like,
no, I think yes. Sometimes it's like you might be okay. The tricky part is, especially at the age group, because everyone's kind of way closer together because the pros are like way ahead by themselves.
Yeah.
But with age group, it's like you get people passing each other. This course is hard because there's a lot of hills. So you kind of naturally, especially on hills, kind of end up bunched up with people. But like, I don't know, you're not really drafting on a hill when you're going 5 miles an hour. And you do see it, especially among men, where they'll come by you and there's like 3 in a row. Like, you know, one after the other.
I feel like you just
but, like,
inevitably happen.
Yeah, it does
so
inevitably
bunched up.
happen. And I think the refs know that. And like, yeah, if you see someone pass someone else and then they come over and they get too close to the athlete behind, like the ref's not going to be like.
Are there refs
But
on
what
bikes?
I think they're on motorcycles,
Oh, okay.
so they can like zoom around, but you can hear them coming. So I'm like, if you're drafting and you hear like literally, if you hear a motorcycle, just fucking stop drafting, idiot.
Wait,
But
kind of fun. Kind of a fun job to be a motorcycle
I know
ref.
you can just be like.
Maybe you should do that.
That would be so fun. You can like just give people fucking cards. You like all they do is show a card that'll say penalty.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, so that's how you know.
Do
so
they
it'll be like a yellow
document
card.
it in like a little digital system?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they document it, they show the athlete. So then, okay, and like again, this is like the number one fucking rule. And like it's so obvious. So I think that he's an idiot, respectfully, for not reading the rules and not having respect for the sport. But then when you get the penalty, there's penalty tents. I think there's 2 or 3 on the bike course and then maybe one at transition. They're the most obvious fucking thing. It's a giant yellow tent that has the word penalty on it. So his penalty was 2 minutes. So when you get your penalty card, next time you see a penalty tent, you have to ride your bike into the tent, get off your bike, and stand there for 2 minutes. It's like time.
Oh, it's like a little timeout.
It's a timeout. It's embarrassing. Like if I ride past someone in the penalty tent, I'm like, that's embarrassing.
They have their head down. They're just kind of
Yeah.
like twiddling
The
their thumbs.
shame.
Wait, how many are there on the course?
I think 2 or 3 on the bike course.
Okay, what if you got a penalty and you were like right next to a penalty tent and you missed it accidentally? Can you just go
I
to
think
the
that
next
there's
one?
one at the. I'm pretty sure there's one near transition too. So like when you're done with the bike, there's all like you can just as long as you do one, but there's
Oh,
always
okay.
one.
It doesn't have to be the next one.
I see. That's another thing. I could be wrong about that, but
Okay.
I think it's supposed to be the next one. But I think there is one at the end. So like, there's no way you would not see. There would not be one.
Like
but
he obviously knew he got a penalty then.
Yeah,
Like you
but he
think
didn't know
like
the rules.
but he knew he got one.
He knew he got one. And that's what he said,
Okay.
like in his post too. Is like, I know I got one, but like I didn't attend the athlete briefing and I didn't read the rules, so he didn't know he was supposed to go into the giant tent that said penalty. And I was like, this is your own fault. I'm sorry.
And he just thought that the time would be added after.
Yes,
Which is like kind of crazy to think about.
I know, right? And so the part that pissed me off too the most about it is, so first of all, he wanted to go sub 5. That was my goal for a long time too. I get it. And he went 5:01 before the penalty. Then if you did add the penalty that he didn't do, it would have been 5:03. And it was just so dumb because these fucking dudes like gassing him up in the comments. They're like, oh no, that's so fast, dude, for your first one. Like that's basically pro. I'm like, dude, I went a 4:56 at La Quinta as a pro woman and I got last place. That is not fucking close to pro. Let's stop gassing him the fuck up. But also like I forget, there was something else that was pissing me off too, but he's just like, oh, I think Ironman America's like Instagram account had commented on his post too, like, we loved having you. And I'm like, why are we gassing this guy up? He's not following the rules And also the other thing.
It's just because he's talking about the sport. Like,
That's true.
people don't care at a certain point. They're like,
There's
oh,
too many
notoriety.
influencers.
Like, we're going to get, yeah.
Because like all the running influences are now like in the high rocks. People are like, well, now we have to do triathlon. It's just like, ugh. We don't need you. I'm sorry. It's inundated. Like,
Well, things are going to like book up a lot faster.
I know that's the part that I'm like, it's great to get more people in the sport, but like Oceanside sells out so fucking fast, and I'm like, we don't need more of you.
Like,
maybe
the
more women,
London
but-
Marathon, did you see the thing about it might be 2 days now because there's over 100,000 runners?
Oh my god, 100,000.
The multiple day event. I have so many thoughts about that, and I haven't like fully fleshed it out in my brain, but I just feel like that takes away like, I don't know. I like the fact that I'm doing a race on the same day as the pros.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like
Yeah.
the fact that I'm racing alongside. I don't know. It's just like everyone's there. It's like to do it on another day. It takes
That's
away.
weird.
And also, can you imagine doing it the second day? A lot of people have already finished and you still have to run a marathon.
No, that would piss me off. You're like watching it and then you're like, fuck, now I have to do this tomorrow.
So do you
That's
think
crazy.
Ironmans are going to like the next wave of popularity?
You know, probably. I do see it a lot. Like that is a trend on Instagram. And I do think a lot of times you see like the high rocks people and they just like want to do it to say they did it because it's a good goal. And then they do one
Totally.
and then they're like done with it, which is fine too. And obviously I think it's important to get more people in the sport, but it's like not if the races are going to sell out in 10 seconds. But Ironman does have a cap for like they will always be like 2,500, you know, like they'll never allow for like 10,000 people or something because there's just that's too
Well,
much.
they would just do more races, I think. Like if the sport
would
got
hope
a
so.
lot more popular, I think they would just have to, 100%.
They love money though,
Like-
so they'll just jack the price up and then be like,
That too.
and then just be like, we want more money, and people will pay, which I would
They're
do.
like, it's
so.
because we have Morton gels. And honestly, those are expensive and we had to raise our prices anyway.
That reminds me, Michelle. Oh my god, this guy.
Oh, I have a gel
Did you
story
see it?
too. Keep going. No.
Okay, this
what?
guy he did Oceanside. I don't know who he was. He had at the time his post had like 2 comments on it, and he had like 4 likes. But some guy who did Oceanside, and he was like stopped. His wife was like filming him, and he was on the run of Oceanside, and he stopped and was opening his tri kit and just pulling out all like 50 Morton gels he had like taken from the aid stations and was like giving them to her. And I was like, I've made jokes
would you
about that
record
before.
that?
I know. And I was like, you're going to get like banned. But also like I've made jokes about that before. And I'm like, I'd never actually do it. If I end
Yeah.
up with like 1 or 2 extra
One or
gels,
two.
like that's
one or,
great.
100%.
That's like, I'm like, they're
That's
going to like
bad.
stop giving us free stuff. I'm like, well, I mean, not free. We spent a bunch of money. But I'm like, don't post that. Anyway.
Oh my God. I know. Now it's like people are actually doing that.
my
Also,
fault.
that really sucks for, it sucks for the people in the back of the pack. You know what I mean? Like you hear about marathons,
Right.
it's like they ran out of water,
Yep.
they ran out of gel, and it's like, it's because of that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I had a really bad experience with the feed.
Oh my gosh. Yes. What happened? Tell me everything.
Are you sponsored by a gel company right now? Are you working with
Kind
someone or
of.
no?
I'm working on Precision. I'm working on it.
yeah. Okay,
Which,
we
by the
like
way,
Precision. Yeah.
Side note. So this is a little bit, just tiny bit of tea. So last year, I don't know if you knew about this, but this random brand, I guess, paid a bunch of money to be the hydration sponsor of Ironman. It was like at all the aid stations. It was called Mortal.
No.
And like everyone
Terrible
was like,
name.
fuck. I know. And I'm like, it was fine, but it was mostly just sugar, like absolutely no carbs. So everyone fucking hated it. But then this year, Precision kind of took the spot. So all the shit on the course was Precision. And it was great. Anyway, what was your story?
Okay,
everything.
love that. So that's all like another loop for you to be related to Precision. So have you ever ordered from the feed?
Oh, I have. Yeah. So I used to be sponsored by them.
Okay.
And they'd give me like $150 a quarter. And then I stopped. I like didn't post about it enough. And they're like, we don't want you anymore. And I was like, okay.
I just never really got into them because I would purchase my fuel or like get it
Yeah.
gifted or like whatever,
Yeah.
work with a company. So I've been buying gel and I will just buy it when I have to buy it. If I'm out, I will just buy it from like a
Yeah.
local running store. You know what I mean? Go in, it's a little overpriced, but you're just like, whatever. I was kind of like, okay, I need to stock up because I am starting from like ground zero, which is like a weird place to be.
Yeah.
And I purchased like a little bit from Roadrunner because I had like hella credit there. And then I was like,
Hell
you know
yeah.
what? I'm going to check out the feed because I've never really shopped there. And I kind of
Yeah.
wanted to get more SIS because it worked well for my body the other day when I tried it. and I thought of you. And I ordered like a crap ton of it. I opened the package.
Oh no.
Like 5 of the gels were open.
What the fuck?
The packaging was like terrible. One was open at the bottom, one was open at the top, one was open, and it was like, first of all, it was a bloodbath. It was disgusting.
I was gonna say it must have been sticky as hell.
Oh, it was so sticky, and I was so frustrated. I almost threw it all away because I was like, if so many gels are open, I don't even know if I trust this.
Right.
And so I kept like half of them. I can't find my order number. I went through both of my emails. Like, I'm like, where the heck is this? So I emailed customer service with like the, I don't know, UPS number, whatever.
Yeah.
I haven't heard back.
That's weird.
Bizarre, no?
You don't have an account with them or anything?
Apparently, I couldn't find one.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, here's all my information. Here's the UPS number. I like sent a picture of the package, sent all this stuff. But I'm like, why are they not responding to me? This is such a crazy error. And I just don't understand if it's like SIS's problem, if it's SIS, if it's the feeds problem. Like, why would you ever sell individual gels if you can't control them opening up?
Literally so weird. I'm like trying to think, like, how would they even open?
It was so
you know
gross,
what I mean?
Carolyn.
That's
I was wondering, I'm like,
weird.
is this some old inventory or something? Like the packet of each gel was so thin that like I would like squeeze one and then like the side of it would just like the gel would come out of like a weird side pocket. I don't know. I'm brainwashed.
Does it
I'm
have
like
an expiration
scarred.
date on it?
All the expiration dates were either end of this year or next year. So I was kind of like, they're not
That's
expired.
really weird. That might be like,
upset.
I mean, I'd be upset too. Hopefully they get back to you. I don't know if that's the feed or
if they don't get back to me, I think I have to make a video. I hate people calling out companies, but it's like,
No, that's
this
weird.
is actually really, really bad.
No, that's weird. It probably sounds like SIS messed up their, unless it was like
Packaging.
super hot, but like, I don't know. I get shit all the time in the mail and when it's hot and that doesn't happen. So that's weird. That's sus. I'm sorry.
Yeah, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would piss me off.
Are you still, did you take SIS or Morton during the race?
I did precision.
Oh, okay. So we're going like full on gel too.
I'm committing. Yeah, I think I did precision in both bottles on the bike, and then I did those chews that I talked about. There's like the big ones. I did 4 of those, and then I think maybe 1 or 2 gels on the bike, and then I did 2 gels on the run. It was perfect.
Nice.
And then I drank it
That's a
at
good
the aid
mix.
stations. It was great. It was a great day. So she's fueled.
Okay, I have something where I feel like you would completely agree and understand.
Yeah, probably.
Just to be a little vague. Okay, so I feel like we've talked about this, but do you get dark spots on your face like during the summer, like, you know, when the sun's out?
Yes.
And you're a freckle girl, right?
I am. I get a mustache. I think we've talked about it. My melasma.
Yeah.
I got a cream
My
that
melasma
helps.
mustache. Same.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been
So
helping a little bit.
I don't understand. I swear, what I follow the UV index on my phone. Like if
Yeah.
it's a 1 or if it's a 2, I think it's mostly when it's a 1. Anything other than a 1, I typically put sunscreen on. But when it's a 1, I don't because the doctors say you don't have to.
Yeah.
But I swear, when it gets hot, I will put sunscreen all over my face. I come back from a run, I have melasma. Like the sunscreen does nothing.
I think
ever feel like
melasma,
that?
it's like triggered by heat, not just sunlight.
Ah, I thought it was
I've
the
looked into this
combination
a
of the
lot.
two.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I just feel like there should be a product where if you're in the heat and the sun, it should
Yeah.
save your skin. It comes in and out, and like, I don't know. I have a ring light on right now, but I don't know. You can kind of see it. I just like I have the mustache. I have like this one brown dot right here that's like pretty intense, but it's like it only comes out. It just like comes in and out based on the weather, and it's like bothering me.
That's exactly how it is. It pisses me off. Mine's like, so I started using this prescription cream and it's
Retinol?
helped a little. It's no, I have retinol too. It's called well, the company is called fuck, I can't remember any of it. Oh, I'll send you a picture of it. You just like, it's an online thing. You like send a picture of your face and like, yeah, she's got a mustache. We'll send it to her. And it's really good, but
You can't be in the
it's
sun
also-
though when you wear it, right?
you can. I just wear sunscreen every day. But like the problem is like I got it in the winter and I'm like, well, I don't know if it's better because it's winter or if it's because the cream is working. So I will get back to
Right.
you once it gets really hot here because I'm the same way as you. It's like Yeah, it could be cloudy or whatever, but if it's hot, she's got a full beard.
She's got a mustache.
She's got a fucking 5 o'clock shadow.
It's so red, and I'm starting to get some on my forehead.
Oh, I have some on my
whatever.
forehead. Yeah, I've got a patch.
I guess comes with the sport, I suppose.
That's
but
the problem. Yeah,
there should be a product. I don't know. I just
like heat block, like sunblock and heat block.
There we go.
There we go.
This is
You're
a
right.
business podcast. You know what? When I moved to Montreal for a minute, during the winters were so cold, I was like, damn, this is probably good for my skin. Because
Yeah.
living in California, it's sunny all the time. So you're all the time outside getting some like rays on your body. And I feel like the UV, it was a nice UV break.
That's true. It's so funny on those like melasma things that I've looked up. They're like, yeah, I mean, just like, well, I guess birth control also can trigger it because of the hormones, which is weird. But they're like, yeah, just don't go outside. Or if you're outside, just keep fucking reapplying sunblock. And I'm like, sometimes I'm on a 7-hour bike ride and I just can't. And then I'm like, this seems like probably not a common situation, but yeah, it's unfortunate.
I'm like, well, unfortunately, I mean, we could start wearing bucket hats and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I wear a hat every time I run.
You can't do that on a.
Yeah,
You can't really do that on a bike.
That's hard. That's true. Like I always wear a hat when I run, but like a helmet only covers.
And you take off the visor on
ew.
the helmet.
God.
So
Of course I do. Disgusting. No offense.
LOL.
Well, I've got 2 new bikes, guys. That was the other thing I was
Oh
going to
my
talk
God.
about. They're here.
New bikes. The children.
I can talk about it. The
Wait,
children. So
where the heck are you keeping them?
good question. So the Grail, so the gravel bike, which I announced on Instagram, but by the time the podcast, so I've been like hyping this gravel bike up so much, but I haven't posted anything that I also got a new TT bike, which is arguably almost more exciting. The people are going to lose their minds, Michelle. I haven't even
I want to see it.
So the TT bike is still in the box because Hitch is coming over later, but here's the Grail. That's his home. His name's Gary. It's gorgeous. He's like,
It's purple?
yeah, it's like a purple silver color and like black.
Why is his name Gary?
Because Gary the
isn't he
Grail.
a
I
woman?
love it's like an alliteration. So Carl the Canyon is the road bike. Gary the Grail, also a canyon. And then, because like my canyon, the road bike is an ultimate. And I'm like, there's no U names. So it's Carl the Canyon.
Ursula.
And then, Ursula. And then
Ursula.
the new TT bike is like a Speed Max. So his name is going to be Steve. So it's Carl, Steve, and Gary, which just sound like old
Sounds
white
like
men.
a great dinner party.
It does.
Sounds like all of our parents.
Sounds like all the people who ride bikes, but I'm so fucking excited. So yeah, Hitch built the gravel bike this morning. The pedals hadn't come yet, so he has to put the pedals on. There's a lot of admin. I had to buy new shoes, and then the TT bike is being built tonight, and then I have to get like a bike fit. It's like a lot. So the TT bike, the old one is gonna go to Marlena's for now. She's like an angel and has a house, and she's like, you can just keep it in my garage. And I was like, okay, probably we'll sell it maybe, and then we'll hang the new one. He will go. Steve will gravel bike. Couldn't tell you. Haven't quite figured that out yet. I'm like, if we just got rid of the bar stools, the bike would fit perfectly in that little space.
Oh,
it's like it was
I can
meant
see that. You don't need to sit.
No, I was like, we don't even use the bar
when
stools.
you guys eat dinner, where do you sit?
The couch.
Okay, same. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
always
don't
sit
have
on the couch too. But it's like ergonomically, it's not very. I like sit on the ground and eat. I'm like, I feel like a child.
If I'm locking in for a meal, if it's like Indian food or something where I'm like, or like Chinese food, I'm like, I'm locking in.
More
I
admin.
sit on the floor because I'm like, more
Yeah,
admin.
you have
I'm
to-
just shoveling.
100%.
Yeah. But usually I just put my blankie on my lap and then my plate on top of it. And then just like, that's my table. But, and then Haley was texting me because I've never done gravel. And she's like, all these things. And she's like, well, you should go tubeless. You got to do this. And I'm like, she's giving me good advice. But I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm prepared.
So what is a gravel bike?
It's just like, so it's like it looks like a road bike, like the shape of it. But the wheels are thicker and more grippy. And like the gearing is bigger, so that you can climb hills. So it's like a cross between a road and a mountain bike. Because a mountain bike's built so you can do like crazy shit and like there's like dropper posts so you can like go on crazy bumps and boulders and shit. Gravel's more like you can take it on like dirt and gravel and be fine. Like a road bike, if I took my road bike on dirt, I'd probably fall. So
Are you going to be doing a lot of runs where that will come into play and make more sense?
I
Or
don't-
a lot of rides?
I hope so. A lot of my friends have gravel bikes, so I'm like, I think it'd be fun. And then, the other thing, I told my guy at Garmin about it. He was all excited, and so he got me a registration to Unbound, which is a
Ooh.
gravel race in Kansas. And he's like, people wait their whole lives to get into this race. And I was like, well, now I feel like I should do it. So,
Wait, he got you in? Like, you can do it?
yeah,
When
he
is
got
it?
me like, it's May 30th, and it's literally in like right outside of Kansas City. And I asked Kramer, I was my boss, I was like, do you think that there's a reason that I'd need to come to Kansas City in May so they could like pay for my flight? And then Kramer's like, yeah, I can't think of anything because I'm going there in like 2 weeks. I was like, fuck. 'Cause he's like, I can tell what you're doing. And I'm like, I know. Because it's literally so close to where my work is. But anyway. But yeah, he's like, he gave me his hotel room. He gave me the registration. And then I had like tons of miles. So the flight was free. So the only thing I have to do is like rent a car. I'm like, why the fuck not? But there's
what an experience.
I know. I'm like, okay, but there's a 25, a 50, 100, and a 200 mile. And I was like, I'll probably do the 100 because it's like, I don't want to fly to Kansas for 50. And then Haley, because I was voice memoing her, and she's like, don't do the 100. I was like, okay.
Really?
She's like, everything's so much harder. It's like 1.5 times road bike distance is like on a gravel bike just because it's like harder. And she's like, so 100-mile
Interesting.
gravel is like 150 miles on the road. And I was like, this is really informative. So I guess I'm just.
But
gonna do
also,
the 50.
you ride so much. Like when
That's
you
true.
were just in Spain, you rode so much. So I feel like you have the fitness to be able to do that if you wanted.
That's true,
but-
but do I have the gravel handling skills? I don't know. She might die.
TBD.
Apparently,
Wait,
like,
that's so exciting.
I know. I was like, I'll go. It's just like a quick little weekend trip, and apparently it's kind of crazy because it's Kansas in May, so like the weather could be insane. Like it could be a tornado.
You could
it
have a
be humid.
tornado.
Like I hope
You're
so.
like the real reason is you're going for the tornado
for the
or
storm
possible
chasing.
tornado. Yeah.
Yeah. No, literally. I'm like, just like riding along. That'd be sick. Can you imagine like riding along and there's just like a tornado in the background? Oh my God.
That's what
dream.
your heaven will be.
That
when
would
you go to
be-
heaven, that could be it.
It's just tornadoes everywhere. And cats.
Yeah, and
Cats whipping around in the tornadoes, but they're safe. They're fine.
Right, well, everybody have a great weekend, which you're hearing this on Tuesday, so that doesn't apply. But I hope you had a good weekend
Well, you'll have a good next weekend. So
next weekend.
every
Yeah.
weekend's going to be great, obviously.
Exactly. And until then,
Yeah. On that note,
We will-
guys, we will
on
see
that
you
note, until then, we will see you next
next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.